We are doing it. Here we go. Welcome back to The Struggle with Candice Thompson. I am Candice Thompson. The Struggle used to be a podcast where I had my friends on and we would complain about things that we're struggling with. But since we all have the same struggle right now, we just try to keep it light and make you laugh on topical things in our silly lives living inside of our homes. Now, to my loyal listeners, thank you for coming back. New listeners, thank you for joining. If you had not subscribed, make sure you do that. We are on all podcast platforms. I'm also posting these videos on my personal YouTube, so make sure to go and subscribe there. Rate and review us on iTunes. And last but not least, tell somebody about The Struggle if you are listening to this regularly. That's all. Jokes by Candace, social media. Now I'm going to introduce my co-host, who's always so happy to be here, Mal Hall.
Hey everybody, I'm back. Good to be here. Hope you're having a good week. Have had a good weekend. Probably did because you were scrolling on my social media at Mal Hall or perusing my website that used to have dates on it, malhall.com, and or watching the videos that I've made on my YouTube channel, Mal Hall TV. But probably not. But you can now if you want. I'm excited to have this conversation with Candace. And Candace, I want to know who is our guest.
Our guest today is, I'm so excited because
Wow.
enthusiasm. So you can't, Mike, you can't find this enthusiasm on any other podcast.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
And that's why he agreed to do it, is because he knew we were genuine people who would bring the love. Everybody, put your hands together for the hilarious, so talented Myke Wright. Myke Wright.
Yeah, thank
There we
you.
go. There we go. Now,
Glad to.
I have to ask. Well, first of all, where can everyone find you online before I ask my question?
Oh, sure. Myke Wright, MykeWright, pretty much Instagram, Twitter. Mike God on Twitter.
He is that on Twitter.
Yeah, I am. But yeah, you can pretty much Google me and weird stuff will pop up. So.
Oh, weird. Google me and weird stuff will pop up.
I mean, not like weird things, but whatever you're into, you'll probably find I've probably done something in that area. So. Yeah.
Okay. Jack of all trades.
Yeah, kind of. I'm just interested in like a lot of different things about life. It just
Yeah.
very like exciting.
Oh.
I like that you've positioned yourself next to a window with blinds just for some cool like mood lighting.
You know,
It's like coming in the side.
something. It's kind of like a light sash I'm wearing.
It's like a light.
It is.
It looks like an album. It looks like an album cover.
If anybody would come on my podcast looking like an album cover, it is Myke Wright. It is. Myke is the chillest, coolest dude you'll ever meet. He probably has some incense burning over there right now. I feel like.
Not wrong. Is not wrong.
What's the scent we got going there? Is that like a frankincense or what is it?
This is a little dragon's blood. A friend of mine, again, she like makes them. And
Dragon's butt?
blood. That's interesting.
Oh, okay.
Dragon's butt might be. I'd smell it.
I was like,
There it is.
I had to run over because oh wait, is this backwards? No, that's right. I had to run over and grab my dragon's blood. This is my dragon's blood smudge.
oh, whoa.
Mal, get with it.
I have actually. It's funny that you guys have the dragons, but I have Starbucks double shot espresso.
Very nice.
Not the same thing, Mal. Not the same.
Oh, okay.
I'm very close.
But very close, yeah. You know, I forget. Is this one protection? Is that one? I mean, a lot of them are protect. I always forget my smudges and what they do, but this one was my first time using it. I still.
I'm not. Is that incense sticks with sage in there?
No. Oh no! It actually looks like just twigs. It
Oh,
looks
okay.
like there's twigs and leaves of some sort.
It's a burn day. For sure.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
a burn
you got
day.
Miniature burn day. Just like
It
that's a very
is a burn day. I'm definitely gonna burn today.
that's the iPod Nano of burn days.
Now, I wanted to ask you, Myke, if you woke up and is this a shirt you would have worn today, or did you put this on specifically for my podcast? Because you look very nice.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll take the compliment. And then I usually wear like something like this every day. I kind of been like making a uniform for myself. So
So you're telling me no, Candace, you're not special. I would have worn that anyway.
I sleep in the outfit just like this.
No, you don't. Stop it.
I tried to do that for myself, create a uniform. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna clear out my entire closet and just get different black t-shirts, like all different shades of black t-shirts, and that's all I'm gonna wear. And then I did it for like a week where I was just wearing black shirts, and then I saw like a blue shirt, like some shirt of color, and I was like, it's fucking stupid, dude. There's other I don't wear these other colors because they're available.
Yeah.
I love that he used the politically correct term, shirt of color.
I don't want to be caught saying colored shirt. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be canceled from not being on anything. I don't want to be canceled before I even start, Candace. Come on.
Canceled from not being on anything. We've all been canceled. We're in a pandemic.
Yeah.
I think that's the universe trying to cancel everybody. That's just God being like, you know what? Y'all done fucked up, all of you.
You're all canceled.
Yeah, put you on this amazing planet and you're just trashing it. This is what you get.
You know what you did.
You know what you did. God is like, what's it, Bill Duke in Menace? You know you done fucked up right.
Correct.
You know you done fucked up right.
Yeah. That's why only adults are affected by COVID and kids are just walking around fine with no mask, because they're going to be the next ones to hopefully fix all of our wrongs.
Yeah. Yeah, we do need, maybe I should have had kids. We need all the help we can get, but my kid would not have fixed it. My kid would have just been a troublemaker.
I feel the same way. I feel like I would let my kid get away with way too much, and I'd like put a villain on Earth or something, you know?
Yeah, no. Like, we didn't need any more spoiled brats here. Like, thanks, Myke.
Wait, you think you would be a good cop, Myke? Like you're the nice parent, and then your partner would have to be the disciplinarian?
Yeah, for sure. Because I sympathize with like children, and like they're new here, you know?
Yeah,
And it's kind of like
no idea what they're
walks in the
doing.
room. Yeah, and I just see when people are very like very short with children, and I just don't get it. So I know I would be very like too understanding.
Yeah.
We're the exact opposite. I'm that
So
person that's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, two.
Goodness, that baby's taking a nap. Why are you yelling at him?
I want to take a
My son is going to be 2 in June, and I'm definitely the bad cop in my family. Like, my fiance's white, and she's very much a stereotypical, like, whatever a stereotypical white mom is in your head, she is. You know what I mean? Like, everything's cute. Baby can do no wrong. Baby can have whatever he wants. And I'm very much like, baby can have almost everything that he wants. Baby can have everything that he needs, most of what he wants, but he better fucking listen.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
When's his birthday? June
1st.
What? June 1st. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm June 9th, so.
That's Gemini.
Oh,
You guys are
you and my
Geminis?
You and my fiance are birthday twins.
Really?
Carlina's June 9th. Our whole family is June babies. So June 1st, June 9th, June 17th.
Yep.
And then her dad is like somewhere in that first 2 weeks of June, and her sister is June 3rd. So it's like all June
Yeah.
for like most of the
Wow.
family.
You should
We're
just have
best.
one
June is-
big June birthday party for everybody.
Big party, yeah.
Yeah.
June
What about you,
babies.
Like Geminis. I don't think we want our own separate.
So we want our own space, yeah.
I don't want to share.
That's a good idea. That's like the other twin is like, that's kind of a good idea, and then the other one's like, fuck no, we
No.
get our thing.
I have to share everything. Ugh.
Yeah.
Now, Myke, we were talking before we started recording. I mentioned that I was like, I don't think I've seen you physically since we taped pilot Amanda Seals's pilot for Smart, Funny, and Black at the time. That was for True TV, which then didn't work out. And then she started doing it. She wanted to keep doing it live, so she just took it on the road as a tour. But you and I competed against one another in the pilot to see who was blacker.
Yes. Do we remember the outcome of that? Which one of us is black?
Myke, let me tell you something.
I just wanted you to say it.
You piece of shit. You just like to throw it in every light-skinned person's face. I don't even know why you try.
Yeah, that was very cool. Also, Amanda Seals's, that's how you plural.
Well, no, it's possessive. You have her last name is Seals, so it already has an S. Seals is. Am I wrong?
Seals. No, you're
Am I
not
wrong? I'm not a black person that just adds S's gratuitously. And I know that is speak.
Yes, you are, Candace. Don't lie to the listeners.
I do it ironically. Okay, I do it because it's hilarious.
Last time we went to the movies, Mal, did you bring the gummy bears? Hold on. What, Candace?
First of all, I would never, if I was to do it, I would never add just one S. I add multiple. I would say, did you bring the gummy bears? Okay, one S is already cliche. Do it. I like to add a little pizzazz, so I would add multiple S's. I do. My friend Malcolm, I call him Malcolm Zuzus, and I call Ian Edwards. I call him Ian Zuzus. When I text him, I'm like, Ian Zuzus.
Why not?
Why the fuck not? But no, that's the real pandemic. Inside of the pandemic there's another pandemic of black people adding S's onto things unnecessarily.
No vaccine for that one.
Yeah, there's no vaccine for that.
Yeah.
But yes,
I think it has been that long. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I don't, and it's unfortunate because I think we taped that. We definitely taped that in 2017. And Myke is like, I love your energy. So it's like you're one of the few people that I'm just like, it's always a treat and it's a pleasure, but I don't see him that much. So it's unfortunate. But Myke did win that. There was two pilots they taped. Me and him were one, and then it was Quinta and Tone and the other one, right? I think Quinta.
Yes.
I think so.
Quinta Woods?
Quinta Brunson.
Oh, Brunson, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Tone Bell.
Mm-hmm. So they did the other pilot, and I forget the outcome of that one, but I remember the outcome of ours because it was traumatic. Because I feel like I presented my case. But here's the thing: is Myke won, but I know it's like, Mal, you understand the struggle that we have going places, and people don't even believe that we're black. So it's like. Real. They're already not out on our side. They're already black people are already looking at us like.
Prove it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I keep going. I was like, I'm not gonna win this. Black people don't like me a lot of the time. And they're definitely not gonna let me win over this soulful brother, right? Come on now. He's got the twist in his hair. He came in with incense. He's wearing a dashiki. I was like, come on, Myke.
A dashiki and Jordans?
Yeah.
They were like this mythical Negro unicorn right here.
Yeah.
It was a good time though. It was very fun. Amanda's great.
Yeah, Amanda's fantastic.
I haven't seen her. That's probably the last time I saw her too.
Really?
Yeah.
This is unacceptable. Yeah.
It probably is. Yeah.
It's unacceptable. But I mean, we do have a pandemic to blame for the last year. So I mean, there's that. Now, let's turn the page. We're gonna start a new chapter. I realized not that long ago, Myke, on your Instagram page, you said happy birthday to somebody And I was like, oh my gosh, is this someone that's like shares the same spirituality as me? Is it possible? Because not many people do that I know of. I don't like, especially in LA where no one believes in anything. There's so many people that just don't believe in anything out here. But Myke gave a shout out to Paramahansa Yogananda on his Instagram page. And I was like, ooh, somebody who knows who PY is. I'm very excited. So I wanted to talk about spirituality a little bit and ask you, because I really don't, I just assumed you practice the same thing I practice. I don't even know if you do. You could just like Paramahansa Yogananda. I don't know. But I practice Krishna consciousness, and I don't know if you do or if you just fucks with Paramahansa like that.
Yeah.
And how you got into it if you do.
Yeah, well, like I had went to, a friend took me to Lake Shrine, kind of like when I first got out here. And, you know, she was just like, you're going to love the vibe. You know, it's just really nice. And I did think it was extremely nice. And I did see this portrait of this very beautiful man with long hair and everything. I'm like, okay. And they're like, this guy's like place. And I was like, okay. I didn't know if he was alive or not. The painting looks like he's not here. You know what I mean? It's just one of those type of paintings.
You just assume, you know what I mean? Like this was a while ago. He's passed on, correct?
Right. Then it wasn't until a few years later that I got introduced to his book, Autobiography of a Yogi, and I read the book, and just like amazed
like, what?
About this guy's like story.
Yeah.
Yes, I do practice a lot of different types of like consciousness, and just being mindful. But I don't subscribe to any one particular style or anything like that.
Got it. Because I'm a person that still fucks with Jesus too, and so.
Yo, I mean, let's keep it real. Like his followers are dropping. Like, you know, you gotta get it together. Like people are looking around at other things.
People are unfollowing.
It's true. But people also, they assume that if you practice one type of spirituality, that the other ones you think are wrong or don't exist, but it's not true. There's a lot of overlap, and there's a way, and if you actually do research and look into it, you'll see that a lot of the practices are shared. They're very similar. But yeah, PY Paramahansa, he, for listeners, and Mal, I don't know if I've ever talked to you about him before, but he's one of the guys that spearheaded the yoga movement in Western culture. So back in the 20s, he brought the yoga movement, meditation, and that practice over here.
I think I remember you talking to me about this guy that, is he the one that you said would meditate and like almost his consciousness would like time travel to different places or something?
Astral projection. He could like, I don't know if could he do that? Myke, do you know? I don't know if he could do that, but in his autobiography, he talks about there are saints that he met that could astral project. They could like present them. They'd be like how I'm talking to you right now, but then be in a completely different city or country or wherever and talking to someone else. And that person would have no idea that they're talking to someone who is also in, they're two places at one time.
Right.
So they had Zoom like way before anybody.
That is correct.
It's very interesting. A lot of the things could do a lot of different things. It was one of the guys who could make things change the fragrances of certain things. You know, it's a very interesting story. His life.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So it just definitely captured my imagination and stirred something inside of me that I think was there that I needed to believe in more. You know, I think it's a beautiful concept that there's more to life than just what we can see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Up to me.
Yeah, no, for sure. Another, did you ever read the Celestine Prophecy?
No, I have not.
That's another good one that helps people, like, because again, like you're saying, there's more to meet than meets the eye, and people don't, like, I mean, I don't understand why this is such a hard concept for people to grasp, because like you can literally feel people's energy, like you can, even if you go and put your hands like this, you can feel that there's some type of tension between there, and like metaphysics, all that stuff. People need to look into this stuff. Like this is real, and we have so much power in our bodies. We have so much power. And if we realize that, like come to self-realization of what we can actually do, there'd be so much less suffering in the world. We'd be complaining a lot less, and we'd be so much happier. But I had a friend introduce me to PY, and I'd grown up Christian, Episcopal, and like my mom, she was Baptist, but my dad, he was Episcopal. So growing up, we would go to like Episcopal churches in like New York. And then when we moved to Cincinnati, and I was like, this is fine. But I never felt like,
right,
this is, ooh, like, this is it. I felt like this is fine. And I think it did help to mold me into like be a good person and to like respect others and do unto others how you would have done unto you, that whole thing. And of course, Jesus. But when I moved out here to LA, like I was saying, like there's so many people that don't believe in anything. And then I went to different churches, and I never felt like like it was home. I felt like I went to this one big one, and it was like celebrities were there. And I was like, this doesn't feel right. I was like, why are there paparazzi outside? I was like, this feels fake. And so I never found a place.
Why is there a DJ at this church?
Why are they passing Molly around for communion?
Wait, hold on. Molly is the body of Christ? Why are we washing that down with vodka? Vodka's this is.
So yeah, I was like, this is it. So I just took a break from all church and I wasn't doing anything. Like I wasn't practicing anything. I was just out here just kind of being and experiencing. And a friend of mine, probably like 5 or 6 years ago, introduced me. She started meditating, which I had always heard about meditation, but I didn't know, like, I was just like, oh yeah, that sounds fun. But like, I was like, there's no way I will probably get into that because my mind is always racing. And it just like, I get bored. And so I never paid any attention to it. But then my friend who's really close to me, she started talking about it and telling me the benefits of it. And then even with her, one of my really good friends telling me to do it, I still didn't like try it. I just like, she planted the seed. And then another friend of mine who I never thought would be meditating, you guys know Jamar Neighbors, I was like, you meditate?
That is very imagine.
That's a very funny visual. I'd like to picture Jamar meditating.
And so it took for somebody like that who you would never think would be into the practice for me to be like, maybe I should try this. Yeah. And that's what it took. Him telling me, and also Ian told me to start doing it too. And I was like, okay. So then I started doing it, and it's legit life-changing. Like it's my life has completely, I've been so happy ever since I've been doing it. And my like career, everything has just been on point since doing it. But it is, I recommend everybody reading the book, Autobiography of a Yogi. Check it out. I don't know. He used to have a documentary on Netflix too called Awake. Really? I don't know if you I don't know if it's still on there, but it was really good. And I'm telling you, everyone has the power to change their lives within them. It's all about your mentality and embracing that. So I don't know. Mal, do you practice anything? I feel like we've talked about this before, but
I'm on and off. Like my sister is really into yoga and breathing exercise, like breathing exercises. And so in the summer last year during the pandemic, just to feel closer to each other, we would do these like virtual workouts with my brother that's a personal trainer, and then we would do breathing exercises with my sister, and it's pretty awesome. Like, but I haven't done that on my own. Like it's
Yeah.
not something I do on my own. My
Yeah.
sister's always pushing me to do it because I stress out, and she's like, you need to meditate and do these breathing exercises. And I'm like, okay, maybe 4 more people will tell me about it, and then I'll jump on.
1, 2, your sister makes 3. That's 3.
And then Jamar does it, so I'm in. I'm gonna
Jamar,
do
You need Jamar to tell you to do it.
it.
I'll have him.
Breathing, motherfucker.
Okay.
I'll have him FaceTime you tonight.
Yeah. I would say also like when you do it, like find a way to like make it your own, so that way it doesn't feel like work, or it feels like, am I doing this right or am I doing this wrong? It's like kind of find your own kind of thing, because that's what's going to be anyway, you know. We're never going to be any of these people. You have to be
right.
You
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, Myke, when I asked you about if you were available to do this podcast, and I said it's at 11 o'clock in the morning, you were like, I'm an early riser. And that made me very jealous, because I wish I was an early riser. I've just been, and I don't know if it's something with just how we're born. Some people like getting up early in the morning, and some people just don't. I have no idea. I've always liked sleep. I've always liked it. But like my sister and I growing up, she would always be up, like even during sleepovers, she would be the first one up at 6 o'clock in the morning, waking everybody else up. And there's pictures that my mom has of me just napping randomly throughout the day, because I just love sleep. But I was jealous when you said that. But you do look to me like someone who wakes up with the sun. Is that something that you really do?
Yeah. I'm also like, I'm an early riser and a night owl at the same time. So like I'll stay up kind of like to 2, 3, and then I'll sleep till about maybe 6 or so.
What?
And then get up, and then like later in the
Look
day,
at Mal's face.
Yeah. Then like later in the day, I might take like an hour like nap or something. You know, like you said, like throughout the day, I might break it up and sleep for like 22 minutes, like a few times throughout the day. Yeah.
So you function on like 4 hours of sleep.
Yes. And then sprinkle like naps on top of it. Yeah.
With naps sprinkled.
Yeah. It's something about when the sun is up, I have to wake up. You know what I mean? Like I'll try to sleep longer, but it's like I'm awake. I must just get up. You know.
And are you excited? Like, is it hard for you to get out of bed, or is it just like the sun is up? Oh, I immediately get up. Do you have to do you resist for like a few minutes, or are you just, as soon as the sun, I'm up, no problem?
Oftentimes I feel rested. I'll feel okay. I'll feel like it's time to just get up. Sometimes I'll feel kind of like, no way. It feels like I just went to sleep. Like I just and then
because you did.
Yeah. So some days I will feel it. I'll be like, this is ridiculous. But then I'll like just go back to sleep. But then I can't. Like my mind is already awake and kind of like building things, writing things, putting things together, and it's like just might as well just get up.
I used to be like that. Pre-baby, pre-pandemic, when I was touring a lot, I would operate on 4 hours max and feel good. Like I could work out, I could do a whole day's everything, travel, whatever, and lather, rinse, repeat, 4 hours only. And I could do that for probably 2 weeks straight. And then one of those nights after that 2 weeks, my body would be like hard reset, and I would sleep for like 10 hours.
You would sleep for 1 month straight.
Yeah. And then I would just do it again, like get right back after it. And that was kind of my schedule. Now it's like I'm forced to wake up early. I have no choice. No choice but to get up at 6:30 with this happy ass baby.
Oh, that hurts my stomach. But like, I wish I could, because I know you get so much more work done when you get up that early. And for meditation, it's amazing because the city's barely awake yet. It's so much more quiet. So I'm very jealous.
Yeah, those are my 2 favorite times of the day. It's like really late at night. There's nobody out. It's very still. And then like very early in the morning, it's nice. And then like also I found that like getting everything I need to do done by like noon feels really good.
Yes.
So then I kind of feel freer to do whatever else kind of pops up the rest of the
Like,
day.
now I can masturbate for the next 6 hours.
that tantric masturbation, you already know.
Sprinkle in these naps and these masturbation sessions.
Tantric masturbation is hilarious.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, is that a real thing?
It can be. I don't know. Right here.
Let me ask Jamar. That sounds like something he would know.
Oh yeah. How about it?
Are you living with anybody, Myke?
Yes. So I live with my younger brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that?
It's actually really good. He's really cool. We're very alike, and then we're very different in a lot of ways. He's also a personal trainer.
Okay.
So he's a lot more like physical, where I would say like I'm a little more like mental. So I think that's an interesting dynamic.
How many years apart?
4 years.
Okay.
So he's my younger brother by 4 years. So, but yeah, it's nice. If I have to live with somebody, it's nice that someone who almost kind of looks just like me. I guess that's kind of narcissistic.
Hilarious. Something a comedian would enjoy.
At least it's somebody who looks just like me.
What are you looking for in a roommate? Well, someone that has a job, cleans around the house, and also must look exactly like me.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
No, yes, so it's cool because when he was living in New York and I was out here, and then he was like doing modeling and things, and he kind of got interested in LA. He's like, well, LA looks like you're having like a lot of fun and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I am. And he was like, you think I could come out there? So he came out to visit, and I was like, you might as well just like stay here, you know, with me.
Right.
And, my parents were really into that idea of like us being together. And
Yeah.
So.
What? When did he?
Asked,
Oh, go ahead. What'd you say?
The only reason why I asked how's that is because when I lived in LA, I lived with my little brother, and he's 2 years younger than me, and we are almost exact opposites in every way.
Yeah.
And that shit did not end well.
Oh, no.
I think we lived together 5 years longer than we should have. Like,
And you lived together for 5 years?
8.
Oh, was it 8?
Yeah. The results of the experiment were determined after 3 years, and we decided to continue.
We would not like each other if we didn't have to. Yeah. Where are you guys from originally, Myke?
Detroit, Michigan.
That's right. You said that. Detroit.
Yep.
That's right. And when did you move out to LA?
I moved to LA, I think the end of 2011, going into 2012. Yeah.
And your brother, when did he move out? Not like right before the pandemic, hopefully.
No, he was here like maybe like 2018, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like right before the pandemic.
Yeah, like right before. So he's been here long enough to know that he's missing out on stuff being closed. Like he knows. He's like, oh shit, why's everything closed? You know.
Yeah.
Does he make you feel like you're a fat ass in the house?
Does he make me feel like a fat? Oh no, because he's a personal trainer.
Yeah.
No, I do see him eating like a lot of powders, and like he's got a lot of timed things that he's got to do. And you know what? I'm just not envious of that at all.
Yeah, me either.
So, yeah.
I would make huge pots of like I would make pasta from scratch and shit in the house, and I'd be just getting ready to enjoy my work, and then my brother would walk in with like no shirt and be like, you know how many carbs that is? I'm like, okay, no.
Yeah.
I just know that it's gonna make me feel good.
Yeah.
All this work.
Yeah. People, it's hard. I lived with a roommate one time who, let's just say she didn't care about her health at all. Very nice person, but couldn't even tell you what a calorie was, because that's that far removed from her consciousness. And so I just remember I didn't try to make her feel bad at all. Like, but you know, people project and the insecurities or whatever. She would. We had separate refrigerators.
Oh wow.
Not okay. So let me preface this by saying we didn't like have one refrigerator and then she went out and bought another refrigerator. I moved in. There was already a refrigerator here, and I had a refrigerator, and she was like, "Should we just keep two?" And I was like, "Sure."
Wow.
And it was probably for the best, but I just remember her say, like, I could hear she would talk on the phone with like her mom or whoever, and just be like, "Yeah, Candace, she eats all this weird stuff," and it's like fruits and vegetables. They're called. It's called food. Like that's what food is. Like perishable things that don't. And I just remember her mom, that her parents used to send her food in the mail, and it would just be a box of like
gravy.
I'm sure that was one of them.
That's gravy in a box.
I do. I'm sure that was in.
You got mail, girl. It's dripping.
They would send her Zatarans. You guys remember Zatarans?
Yeah.
You remember the commercial? Zatarans. It's like a New Orleans brand where it's like jumbo and gumbo and jambalaya. I said jumbo. Gumbo and I combined jambalaya and gumbo. That's not a bad idea. Gumbalaya. Mal's looking up Zatarans right now. You never seen a Zatarans commercial? I don't know if it's popular out here, but I remember seeing Zatarans commercials all the time when I lived in Cincinnati.
Yeah, now I'm wondering if it's a Midwest thing or something.
It might be. I don't even know.
New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I know.
Yeah. I've never seen a commercial for this.
Zatarans.
That's the enthusiasm you have to say it with every time.
They would send her boxes of Zatarans and like all this tuna, like cans of tuna. I just remember get mouth face.
Okay, I've seen these boxes of rice.
You've seen
Actually,
them.
I bought one of these the other day. I bought a Zatter yellow rice the other day because it looked appetizing. I still have to make it.
Yeah. So yeah, and again, I didn't force any of my beliefs on her. That was just she eats weird stuff. And I'm like, that's fruits and look, if you are an adult
talking through the wall, my foot's not weird. Stop talking on speakerphone all the time if you're gonna talk shit about me.
Did you? It really does blow my mind when I see grown ass people, and my father is included in this group of people who you have to force them to eat like salads. Like your palate should have developed to liking healthy food when you were like 10 at the latest.
Yeah.
Like, how are you still alive? But
that's a cultural thing, though.
It's cultural. I mean, it is also. Like about my father specifically. Like that's depression palate. Like he grew up during a time when they had a bunch of processed meats. Like my dad to this day will gravitate towards Spam and think that's like healthy food. Not healthy, but like think it's fine. Like that's fine to eat. And I'm like, you might as well just be chewing on plastic.
I just met someone a few days ago who she doesn't drink water.
Yeah,
doesn't drink water.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so crazy. And I was like, she's like, I don't like it. And I was like, it doesn't taste like anything.
Yeah, what is there?
It's nothing not to like.
That's a very weird thing to not.
No, I see people tweeting about that. Like I'll see people had a glass of water today, high five themselves. And I'm like,
Yeah.
And you wonder why America's death rate from this pandemic is so high? You don't drink water. Like your cells don't move. Your cells don't move. Like your blood is as thick as syrup. That's why.
You know your pee is not supposed to be the color of curry, right? Like,
Pee got the Zatarans in it.
You got Zataran's pee.
It really just blew my mind. I thought that was very interesting. But they're out there.
How old is this person? In their 30s?
Yes, but we'll see for how long.
Everybody wants a solution that's just not doing what they're supposed to do. Like everyone wants, like, is there a pill I could take, or is there something? Like, I don't want to have to put in the work as long as I don't have to eat right and exercise. Is there any other? Yeah. And I'm like, no, no, that's the way to do it. That's the way it always has been.
I'm not I'm gonna be honest. Water isn't like my go-to, like, oh man, like this is like when I drink water, I'm not like, this is awesome. I drink water because you're supposed to drink water, not because I love like water. Just like, you know what I mean? Like, good for you, Candace.
I love water. It's the only thing I drink.
I enjoy sparkling water. Like that's my trick to get me to drink water.
But that doesn't count.
I bought a soda stream, and so it's really just like I'll drink probably like 2 gallons of water, but I put bubbles in it, so I'm like, okay, this isn't water. I'm like tricking myself that I'm not drinking water.
Yeah, that's better than the canned ones, or the ones that if you make it yourself, absolutely. Yeah. Did either of you watch Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League?
I did.
Actually, serendipitously, I did.
Ooh!
Yeah, at first, because I saw that in the email that you sent, and I was like, is that movie like 4 hours? I was like, I don't know about that. and then my brother was like, had it loaded up, and he's like, I'm about to watch the Snyder cut. And I was like, you know what? I feel like that's a sign that I should watch this.
Oh my God. So you saw the email and immediately deleted it and was like, I'm not doing that. And then your brother was he had it queued up and you walked.
So then I was like, I feel like I should watch this.
It's 4 hours long?
Yes. That's why I was like, yeah, you don't have to watch it. And here's the thing is, I tried. I made it, Myke, I made it to the part where, I didn't make it far at all. Like I didn't put a dent in the movie. I made it to the part where like Aquaman still hadn't been convinced yet. Like I was at the part where the Amazonians had lost the cube and had let Wonder Woman know with the fire and they let her know that a war was about to break out. And that's where I think I was.
Yeah.
But I
wish I ducked out then.
Okay, so here's my problem with this movie, and I might try to watch a little bit more, but I never did. Did you ever see the original Justice League?
I did.
You saw it, Mal?
Yeah.
Did you guys like that one or no? No, Myke, no.
No, I'm not
DC. I'm not a big DC comic person.
Me neither.
Yeah.
No. Who is? Like, we don't even need you to just stop making these movies because I don't think anybody really enjoys them.
I have one friend that's a huge DC comic book nerd, and I think he forced us, my friend group, to go see Fantastic Four when that came out, and we were actively clowning this movie in the movie theater and hurt this man's feelings. He's a full-grown man, and his day was ruined. Like he didn't talk to us for like weeks because we shit on this movie, and I was like, is this your family that made this movie?
Why do you care so much?
Are you kin to everyone on the crew and acting like what Why is this so important to you? And he's like, you guys suck. And I'm like, okay, whatever. We'll be over here watching Marvel movies, enjoying
So
our life.
much better. So much better. Like what I don't like about DC movies is and I don't know if it's
They're
just
trash.
well, they're not good. But one of the reasons why they're not good is it's more nuanced than that, Mal.
Oh, okay.
There's layers as to why it's not good. All right.
Yeah.
But I think one of the biggest problems with that franchise is there is an energy, like there's a darkness about the way that it's shot that makes you feel depressed and hopeless. And I'm like, it makes you feel like they're not gonna win. It makes you feel like they're all gonna die. And the levity that Marvel brings to their movies with the comic relief and the bright colors, like it makes you feel good. And you want to root for these people. But when I watch DC, I want to kill myself. Like there's no, this is heaviness to what it's like the way that it's shot. It's just not conducive to feeling good. And I don't know why they do that, but they never look good to me. They just make me feel sad and hopeless.
Yeah, they're definitely not winning, but they've never, I feel like their characters in general are just like, you can't connect with them for some reason. They're all very difficult to connect with. Like, Spider-Man is like, oh, I'm this kid in high school. And we're like, yeah, I've been in high school. And then like Batman's like, I'm this multi-billionaire whose parents got killed. It's like, oh, I can't connect with this guy. You know what I mean?
Right. And they don't even like each other. It's like, I like seeing friendships. I like seeing bonding.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy is one of my favorite friendship movies.
That's the thing too that Marvel did is they made comic book movies, which comic books are like enjoyed by nerds and dorks all over. They made that palatable for the general population. So it's like
mainstream.
Men, women, like there are women that have never cracked open a comic book in their life. There's men that's never cracked open a comic book in their life that can turn on those shows and those movies and get genuine enjoyment out of it. And the same, their DC counterpart is just like you said, Candace. It's like too brooding and dark. It's like shot in everything is in a cool temperature. It's like let's add some Kelvin to this and make it a little bit more palatable for them.
It's so sad. And if you're not in a good headspace while you're watching it, like this doesn't make me feel good. I don't like it. The marketing
from the movies to like how it's marketed to kids, there's a big disconnect there. Because Batman and Superman are like, yeah, Superman, you can fly, you're so strong. And then you watch the movie and you're like, wait, Superman needs counseling? What is going on?
Very strange. Yeah, DC has never, but they've never been better than Marvel. You know what I mean? So like even with the comic books, I feel like they were trailing behind, so they're trailing behind in the movies too. It's the same thing.
Were you a big comic book person?
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of them, but I did enjoy comic books and like art and seeing all the stuff pop off the pages and stuff was really cool. But even as a kid, I didn't like the darker stuff, like seeing people's heads get blown up and all this crazy.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's too much for me. Why draw that? I was a sensitive kid. I didn't like that stuff.
I mean, that's how all kids should be. All kids should have some type of, uncomfortable factor when you see something like that. If you don't, you might be serial killer. But
I just picture Myke as a child, just like getting to like page 3 of this comic book, and he's like, "I do not like this."
Right back.
His head fully exploded. Yeah, I do not like this.
Sensitive.
Myke, the sensitive brother.
Mm-hmm.
You are also an artist, and you are very talented. Like we talked, you're a jack of all trades. But like every time I see your artwork, I'm very, very impressed by it. You're very talented.
I appreciate that. Yeah, art is just, it's been something that I feel very personal to. Like being able to draw as a young child was always something that I knew I could do myself, that I didn't need anyone else's help with. And then it became a way to express myself, and kind of kept going with it. And it's always nice to get compliments and things like that about it. But usually I make the stuff first. Like I didn't know I got good at art until people could notice what I was making without me telling them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Scribbles, but they're like, hey, that's Bugs Bunny. And I was like, it is Bugs Bunny. I didn't even tell them yet. I must be getting better at this, you know?
That is Bugs Bunny getting his head blown off.
Like, nice of you to notice. But yeah, I appreciate that. Art has been a very good like tool for me.
Yeah,
is that up on your Instagram?
Yeah, there are a few. There's some art pieces on there.
All right.
And you sell your work too, don't you? Don't you sell? I
do. Usually when someone makes me an offer that I probably like shouldn't refuse, I'm like, oh, I should probably just take this money. But I've never really thought of myself much as like an artist for hire. I don't know why. It's something that I think in this pandemic I've been thinking a lot about more. I don't know. There's something special about it. I think personal to me that I feel like, I don't know if money would change how I felt about art.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah. Sometimes it's just
passion.
For you.
Yeah, it's a passion, and that would kind of turn it into a job.
Right.
Yeah, like that would be a fear of mine. It hasn't done that, but I would feel concerned if somehow it did flip it.
Turn into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you to know that Chinadu and I, we have a Spotify podcast that's coming out. It's dropping next week, and we have artwork for it. And we really wanted to ask you if you wanted to draw the artwork for it, but Spotify had their own people, and they were like, we're going to use these people. But we definitely were like, Myke Wright, we need to get Myke because he's so good. He showed me he showed me the flyers that you had done for his show, the Comedy Kickback show that he used to do. And I was like, yeah, no, Myke is so talented. I would love for Myke to do the artwork, but I mean, they had it. I don't know if I should say this on, I'll wait till we stop recording. But there was a little bit of an issue with the artwork. And Chinadu and I were like, Myke would have killed this. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, even with stand-up, like when I first got out here, because I started here in LA. And so when I got out here and I was trying to get on shows, most people were like, I don't know who you are.
Right.
So I would do like, hey, I'll do your flyer if you let me get a spot like next week or whatever. And
yeah.
Kind of get myself in.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Amen. Yeah. Get in where you fit in.
Get in where you fit in.
That's better than what I did. I was just out here sucking dick.
Can I get a spot? I'll suck your dick.
Save it. Whenever I hear women talking about they did this, like men made them do this and this to get spots, I'm like, who are these people? I'm like, you didn't know that was a bad idea when they were like, you have to suck my dick to get this spot. I'm like, why didn't it's like, I think you wanted to suck that dick to get that spot, because not only have I never been offered that, I've never even, like me, I don't think any of the women that I know had this problem. Like when we hear female comedians complaining about how they, like men made them, the things they made them do to get stage time, I was like, none of my female friends have ever had this issue. Right. I'm like, who are these people? Who are these people that felt the pressure to suck somebody's dick for stage time? I'm like, You might be
That's
putting something out
that
there
is-
to let them know you want to suck some dick for some stage time. Or maybe just be funny so you don't have any, so people just know you're funny and they'll just give you stage time.
Right. But I mean, if I was a woman and that was the proposed to me, I'm my personality is just that I would ask around first.
Did you have to suck dick for stage time?
Wait, so you have to suck dick to get that spot?
Yeah, that's very.
Wait, does everybody suck his dick to get timing? Oh, that's just me. You guys weren't initiated by sucking dick? The dick suck open mic? There's no. Oh, okay. Oh.
The men too? They suck your dick too?
Yeah.
All right, I guess if everybody else is doing it, I mean,
If you guys did it.
do I still have to bring 10 people if I suck your dick?
Yeah.
Have to suck your dick and bring 10 people? I don't know.
I mean, I am new to comedy. Are those the rules? So we suck his dick. That's such a weird thing.
It is very weird.
Like to even put yourself in that headspace of like, well, okay, I want to do comedy, so I'm gonna suck this dick. It's like,
My thing is, why would you think you had to do that instead of just going to another booker?
yeah.
just like I'm not gonna do this show because this guy's a literal dick. Why can't I just go and try to get some stage time on another show? You're behaving as if this is the only outlet for you to do stand-up.
Yeah. Now, if you went from that place to another place where they were doing comedy, and then you got there and they're like, "Hey, you can perform, but you gotta suck that guy's dick," and then you're after the third or fourth one, then it's like, okay, I guess we're all sucking dick for stage time. But,
I guess that's how Hollywood works.
yeah, like how what a shock to your system when you after you've sucked dick to get on stage here and then you go to the next place and they're like, okay, yeah, just go up and do 5 minutes. And you're like, but wait, when do I suck the dick?
Is it after the show? Is that
Like, huh?
okay?
Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is not a dick suck show?
Yeah.
What's a dick suck show?
I've always felt like that, and I didn't ever want to like make women feel badly for obviously getting into situations where they felt the need to do that. But I have always asked that question of how did we get here? How did we get here, and why did you? And I'm like, they didn't have a gun to your head, and they were like, suck my dick. I also, what were you about to say, Mike?
No, I was gonna say getting someone sucking dick by gunpoint sounds like a DC
Yeah.
darkest time.
That's how Justice League ended.
Yeah.
So
If you want to be in our league, you gotta suck his dick. Hold on, what?
Batman, why? We are we're now at the end of the podcast, but I do want to say one positive thing about the movie.
Suck a dick for stage time? Oh.
About sucking dick for stage time. It's really hard to do over Zoom. Changed the dynamic completely.
Yeah.
Being in a pandemic, but I do appreciate a movie that I can take a 3-hour nap during and wake up and it's still on, and there's still ending I can catch. Like, oh, okay, that's good. Because it was a 4-hour movie. Yep.
It was a very long movie, and there's no way it could have came out to theaters. I don't think 4 hours is crazy.
No, that's insane. I mean, personally, I prefer my movies to be more 6 to 8 hours. That's really where I start to get in my stride is after the 5th hour. I like a long build-up and a long takedown. Myke, this has been delightful.
Indeed.
I'm sorry, I sent an email with all these. I told you we don't ever get to any. we covered 2 topics. I did want to talk about Cardi B and Candace Owens, but Is anybody team Cardi B or Candace? Nobody cares. I mean, I don't care. I don't care.
I mean, I think they both have really good points. It's hard to be for like either one. It definitely both. I know Candace has like a TV show coming out soon, so I think
she does.
This is good present for her. And,
absolutely. She's had an ongoing beef, I think, with Cardi B. Like they always have some type of beef. It's funny. It's conservative Candace versus whack Cardi.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she criticized her but I don't know.
Candace Owens criticized Cardi B for her Grammy performance or something?
Correct.
Oh.
Correct. It's almost as if you don't read the emails I send you, Mal.
No,
I'm kidding. He never does anyway. I know.
I was like, oh, these are the topics. I know nothing about this. I'm excited to learn.
Yeah, she criticized it being like a classless performance, but I'm like, nobody turns to Cardi B for class. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
It was Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. They did their rap.
I watched the performance. That shit was shocking for network TV. And to me, as an artist, like all three of us are artists, and it's like the Grammys is it's like the Super Bowl for music, right? It's like very big deal. This is like your chance to be to basically, when you get to perform, it's like this is your commercial for all of these people that might not have heard of you or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like
sure.
a very big show. And that was, I'm not a prude, and that shit was pretty shocking to watch. Yeah. It's like,
but
this is your moment. This is how you're using your time.
Yeah, like, to me, the expectations are so low with their performances, just because we already know. I know what they're gonna do. I know what Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B are gonna do, because we've all seen the video. Listen to the song. It is like listening to porn. It's listening to porn.
Yeah.
And I describe myself as like a conservative liberal. Like there's certain things where I'm just like, this is not benefiting society in any way, shape, or form. Like, and people are like, no, it's empowering women. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's objectifying women. And I think that's where the problem is you've got the feminists that are like, this is women showing they can be sexual without being objectified. But I'm like, they're objectifying themselves now. You have a problem with men doing it, but you don't have a problem with women objectifying themselves. And I don't think you can have it both ways. You can't say this is in the name of feminism, but also say we have a problem with men. You're asking men to treat us like this if this is how you behave. So that's my problem. So I am more definitely team. I'm not a Cardi B fan to begin with. I don't really see what the hype is. But and the older I get, and I'm like, again, people like this, there's no problem with this. I'm like, would you let your kids listen to it? No. Well, then there's a problem with it. Would you care if that was your daughter would you want your daughter to be doing that? No. Well, then you have a problem with it. And I need us to stop pretending like it's okay. It's not. I'm not a fan of stuff like that debases women. So
yeah, I think there's
stick together.
Wait, what did you say, Myke?
Stick together.
Candace are sticking together, huh?
We're forming our own Justice League over here.
Yeah, the Candice League. I feel you. I mean, yeah, it is like listening to porn. It's crazy that I guess the limit is always getting pushed. And in some ways, I feel like as artists, we should push the limit.
Absolutely.
There is a time and place for these things.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it is like you said, network TV is network TV. Should there be a Grammys Uncut or Grammys After Dark or something?
Grammys After Dark on BET. Uncut. They had a problem with Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake's Super Bowl, to the point where she got banned from the Super Bowl performances, and that was for her titty her titty popped out, but it was also covered up, had a pasty on it. But then they're letting these women just do that on stage, and to me it feels like just hypocrisy, and it's like and I feel like there's no limit anymore, and that's the problem. Is like you're saying we should push the limit, but I feel that there are no limits anymore, because there's no boundaries anymore. Anything goes.
Yeah, especially with sex, for sure.
For sure.
No limit with sex anymore.
Oh man, Mal, good luck raising that kid.
Oh.
I
Go
yeah,
ahead.
I don't know. I don't know. There was a part of me when I was watching that performance and I was having these feelings of just like, what the fuck? Like
It's called an erection, Mel.
I why do I like this so much? Is this tantric masturbation?
Yeah.
Go back.
I was just like, am I an adult now? Am I get off my lawn guy because I
Yes.
don't see what's awesome about this? Like, are there people watching this performance right now that are like, fuck yeah, this is tight? And and yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, and again, it'd be one thing if I thought the music had like was good, but it's like I could write that.
This was my problem. This
Yeah.
was my problem as a black person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hypersensitive to ignorant people looking at that and then copying and pasting that to everything that black people do. Like
Of course.
this is like now the representation of what black music is.
Right.
When fucking 30 minutes prior to that, I was introduced to. Do you guys know the band Black Pumas? Have you
Yeah,
heard
I
of them
love the
before?
Black Pumas. Yeah.
I had never heard of them, and they used that
Yeah.
moment as like, yo, look at this commercial for this band, this dude that was discovered playing on the Santa Monica Pier. Now he's on the Grammys,
Yeah.
and it's like good soulful music.
Yeah.
That's black music.
Yeah.
But then no one's gonna say that because it's outshined by this
Well,
fucking
yeah.
booty slapping on the stage at the Grammys. It's
Yeah.
like,
No, but there's a reason for that, Mal. There's a reason why certain people make it to the levels they make it in the industry. And I mean, this is a whole nother conversation. So I don't want to get too into it, but there's a reason why Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B are everywhere, and you have to search for Black Pumas. It's not a coincidence. There's an agenda, and there's a reason why what they're doing to the Black community. But that's a whole nother conversation. They
Okay,
want
Candace.
they want Black people to see that. Myke knows what I'm talking about. They want Black people.
Candace, you already lost the black contest, okay? You can't get bonus points now.
There's an agenda.
Right. The Coupion with the red eyes. Like,
Where is my Koofy? Hold on. Oh, so you guys have to wrap up my bean pies or just finish in the other But no, I would love to talk about this more because I think more Black people need to hear this conversation because we think our music, and I've heard Black people say before, but that's up to the parents to tell their parents or tell their kids what to listen to. And I'm like, you can't monitor your kids 24 hours a day. You do not have access to everything that they're watching and listening to. And you pretend, they say music doesn't affect the way kids are brought up. I'm like, yes, it does. It's pop culture. The same way that kids pick up the how you see white kids walking around talking like Black people, using Black people in quotes, African American vernacular. Like, it is absorbed, and kids start behaving like the things that they consume. And it's not just the stuff that they eat, but the stuff that they watch and the stuff that they hear. So you can't say that that's not affecting our kids and their behavior. It absolutely is. It's making kids think that that's okay, and that's how you behave, and that's how you should be treated, and that's how you should treat other people. It's not okay. So
Yeah.
maybe I should be a mom. All right. Maybe I should have a kid. Myke, you've been fantastic. Thank you for taking the time to be here, and I'd love to have you back sometime, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a lot of fun, and it was great to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you as well, Myke.
Yeah, man.
Yay! One more time, where can people find you?
Oh yes, you can find me on Instagram at Myke Wright, MykeWright, and you can find me on Twitter. Oh my God, and yeah, that'd be cool.
Yay! And Mal, where can people unfollow you?
Unfollow me immediately at Mal Hall on most social media. Unsubscribe to me at Mal Hall TV on YouTube. And Candace, where can people follow you? Because that's what's really important. Unfollow me and then immediately follow Candace.
And follow me. Jokes by Candace. It's not spelled like Candace Owens, Candace. It's not ACE, it's ICE. But I was Team Candace on this one. All right, Mal, it looks like you got a bag back there. So go back and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna stop recording, but you guys hang out for 1 second.
Later.